You. Okay, yeah. Yo, welcome everyone. Zenjuichi here. So welcome back to the channel. So today we actually don't have a Boruto episode airing, but at the same time the content must go on. I thought I'd do a little video for you guys to kind of encourage some discussion and discussion. But yeah, today we'll be talking about the I wouldn't want to say top 5 anime arcs of Boruto, but more of I guess my favorite 5 arcs in no particular order, and probably what makes them good. Now, for the longest while, the Boruto anime hasn't been something that a lot of Naruto Boruto fans and even anime fans in general would associate with anime of the season or anime of like top quality. At the same time, it does have some gems here and there scattered throughout, and today we want to look at those quote-unquote gems for the most part. So yeah, shout out to the returning and new subscribers, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, like, drop a comment in terms of your favorite anime arcs or Boruto, and cue the intro. Yeah, so welcome back, people. So honestly, I think this is probably the the one of the most obvious picks of for the first 5, and that's the Boyhood arc that's actually airing now in the Boruto anime. Now, for those of you who don't know, this arc, the synopsis is that Urashiki Otsutsuki, the third Otsutsuki that Masashi Kishimoto, creator of Naruto, wanted to include in the Boruto Naruto the movie, but they couldn't because of time constraints. He travels back in time to actually capture the 9 tails from a younger Naruto at a point in time when Sasuke had just left the village. Sasuke and Boruto go after him to essentially prevent him from changing history and achieving his goals. That's the synopsis for the arc in a nutshell. Now, to me, what makes this arc really good and very interesting, probably one of the best arcs in the Boruto anime for a little while now, is the fact that it's nostalgia. Honestly, from they go back, from the next episode previews to the music to everything is like a reflection or a very strong indication of what made part 1 Naruto good. They really sell the nostalgia factor to you there, and it's a great opportunity for characters like Sasuke to kind of see firsthand the impact that he had on certain characters at this point in the timeline. Honestly, I have been enjoying the arc for the most part, and I think a lot of people have been, to say the least, from the character interactions between Boruto and Naruto, and Boruto finding more out about his father at the end of the day, and Sasuke sneaking around in this ridiculous outfit, and just seeing the impact that he had on certain characters at this point in time. Having Jiraiya again is, you have to admit, for the most part, the arc is, as of this recording, it's like only like 4 or 5 episodes in, or is it? Yeah, about 4 or 5 episodes in, and it's been going good for the most part. Definitely one of the best arcs in the anime to date. I highly recommend it.
Happy feet, wombo combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco.
Now we go on to the next arc, people. I would say the Boruto Naruto the movie retelling. Now, this is pretty obvious why why this is in my top 5 arcs of the Boruto anime. It is not necessarily a 1-for-1 retelling of the Boruto Naruto the movie, which was already a movie I would put as one of the best Naruto movies out there. Now, of course, this arc tells the story of the Chunin exams in the Boruto era, and Boruto getting a full realization of how just how great his father is. It's that point in time where Boruto gets a lot of character development, and he starts to move past his whole bratty, immature-ish, not understanding what his father had to go through and what he currently has to go through to actually protect the village. It's a very important point in Boruto's development. But not only that, this arc in the anime features so many things that that we didn't actually see in the movie version, from additional characters like Shinki, the son of Gara, getting a more prominent role at better finals where the Chunin exam is concerned. And we get to see episode 65, which is to date probably still the best episode of the Boruto anime. If nothing else, it is the best, action episode. Not gonna lie, they definitely outdid the movie with episode 65 when you really put the events, together and compare it. So I don't think anyone would disagree with me with that. The Boruto Naruto movie retelling, definitely one of the best arcs in the anime, and I absolutely loved it. Now, yeah, let me know what you think about that. Alright, so as I said, this list isn't in any particular order. This is my favorite arcs in the anime. Now, for my third entry here, for the most part, I would say the Mist Village arc that occurs right after the Naruto Guided base arc. Now, why I actually like this arc, it gives me a vibe, and what I mean by that, it feels like what Kishimoto wanted to do with Naruto back in the day by having Naruto like potentially visiting other villages and interacting with other persons all over the place, similar to how, like, say, Avatar: The Last Airbender executed their series. So it kind of gave me that vibe. But at the same time, what was important with the Mist Village arc, apart from it being tied back into the manga, which is the first anime arc that's been really and truly, well, the first quote-unquote or seemingly anime only arc that's been tied back into the manga. That aside, this arc kind of showcases how fragile the peace that has been accomplished since the Fourth Great Ninja War is, and that there are still persons out there that realistically, even though some stories would want you to believe, like, at the end of it everybody lives happily ever after, there are some persons out there in the world that have a problem with the current system at the end of the day, and not everybody is going to be a quote-unquote winner at the end of the day. And the new seven swordsmen of the mist, they weren't really that good, but at the end of the day they put very important questions at this point in the series, that we as the audience should be asking as well. What's the purpose of ninja in this era? We're being phased out, and person of us with our skills, and that's like a theme throughout the entirety of Boruto. Like, we're in a point of peace, so will ninjas be phased out? And I think that arc kind of took that concept to the extreme, even though there have been stuff within the Naruto novels, I believe, that address that same concern. This is the first mainstream thing, I believe, that put it on for all of us to see for the most part. And we did get some pretty decent fights, a decent showcase of characters like Mitsuki, Sarada, and Boruto, the main cast essentially. So it was definitely an enjoyable arc, definitely loved it. Had a nice little change seeing Boruto and company in a different environment than the Leaf Village, which is basically still the home of most of the events of the whole franchise when you really think about it. Now, moving on to our next entry, people. Definitely I'm tempted to say Naruto Guided. I'm tempted to say that. Now, this arc is an adaptation of the extra 10 chapters that Masashi Kishimoto himself wrote after Naruto ended. It was part of the Naruto New Era project, and it deals with Shin Uchiha and him, basically similar to the whole Mist Village and the whole, questioning what's the use of ninja in this era. This arc kind of spoke about that as well. In a sense, Shin Uchiha as a villain who apparently admired Itachi Uchiha, his whole idea was that humanity needs conflict to evolve, and as we go along, the better genes will be passed down, something along those lines. I'm doing this video like unscripted for the most part, so I'm kind of just drawing from memory for the most part. But yeah, this arc had a very crucial central focus on parent and child. And our favorite characters, Sasuke, Uchiha. I used to like joke in the past like was keeping up with the Uchihas when we were going through this arc, because it was heavily focused on Sarada, you know, figuring out who her quote-unquote true mother was, and you know probably why her father isn't around. So it was very focused on, you know, parent and child, and that's also one theme that's scattered throughout the entirety of the Boruto series to this date. I mean, it's still a controversial arc at the end of the day, with people saying that Naruto and Sasuke have been nerfed at the end of the day, but I thought it had some charm to it. It was pretty decent. But yeah, I would still, you know, recommend it for the most part. Yeah. All right, but on to my last favorite arc. Like, you know, I didn't really think about like the top 5 coming into this video. I was just like, you know, start the camera, let's start recording. But if I were to like put my finger at my last entry in this list, would probably be the arc with the Stone Village. Yeah, I mean, this list of mine is subject to change, but similarly to the Mist Village arc. No, probably not similarly. The whole thing about the Stone arc is it seemed like it's emulated the whole Sasuke retrieval arc, as Mitsuki seemingly leaves the village or betrays Konoha to go to the Stone Village, where some artificial humans have been developed in secret by Onoki, who is still alive but dies at the end of the arc. Spoilers there. Of course, Onoki, his grandson, was killed in combat, and of course he wanted to develop artificial humans who could take the place of shinobi and essentially, you know, reduce casualties. Now, this arc, as I said, kind of emulates the Sasuke retrieval arc for the most part. It features the death of Onoki, which is one of the crucial members that participated, one of the crucial Kages who went up against Madara, participated in the Fourth Great Ninja War and all these things. So his death kind of signaled really interesting the end of his era, essentially, even though the other Kages from his time are still alive. But at the end of the day, this arc kind of helps to, you know, expand the whole world of Boruto. And of course, similar to the Mist Village arc, as I was kind of getting to when I just started this part here, is that we're in a landscape, in a setting that's not Konoha, which is also refreshing. At the same time, I kind of thought the arc kind of dragged on for way too long, but it is what it is. Probably not the strongest entry in this list of mine, I know, because I'm probably not making it so convincing like, yo, I definitely need to go watch the Stone Village arc. At the end of the day, the Boruto anime, as I said, isn't the best thing in the world, but I think these 5 arcs are definitely some decent, they're watchable to say the least, and to the highest degree, some of them are really darn good, like as I've said already. But it is what it is. I guess some honorable mentions apart from that, I'd say, is the Genin exams for them to actually graduate from the academy. I really enjoyed that little mini arc there. That was good. The arcs with like Shikadai and the other characters. There are some one-off episodes here and there, but yeah, the Genin exams was a definitely nice treat. The arc with the curse mark on Jugo, that was okay, I guess. I feel like it started decent, but then similar to the recent Shukaku retrieval arc, it felt like it started with promise, but after a while it just felt like it went downhill. Like it just kind of started here and then it just went to a okay, I guess. So yeah. But anyway, this is Sanju Uchiha here. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite arcs are. Is there any arc that I missed and you're like, yo, Sanju Uchiha, how you have to leave out this arc? How you not talk about this arc? But yeah, it is what it is. But rate, comment, and subscribe. Leave a like, dislike, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.